BigNerdyBiker here, and we're taking a ride up to the 1903 Saloon up in Salem, Wisconsin. Along the way, we're going to do a little bit of a story time. I'm going to tell you the story of the club guy. Now, before we get started, I'm going to do the thing everybody does. I'm going to ask you to like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to get the channel going and doing something, so I'd appreciate anything you could do to help push that along. One of the early decisions I made when deciding to start my YouTube channel was that I was not going to speak about clubs very often. I have not been in a club. My interactions with club members has been limited. I've gotten good education from several people that were in clubs, actually high-ranking members, but I was never part of a club. That's not because I have anything wrong with clubs. It's because I know as a person that I don't do well with structure, at least structure imposed on me by others, and that I'm a little bit of a flake. I'm loyal to a fault, but I have a serious case of squirrel brain, and I could easily mess up and let down my fellow club members, and that's not something that you do when you're in a club. So I've decided to save both myself and any club the time and effort of having to deal with me washing out eventually. Another factor is there are plenty of creators out there making club content. Some of them are good content creators. Some of them are talking out their backside. If you want an education, I'm going to point you in the direction of a couple of names. These are the people you can follow. They'll give you the information, that you can use. I will warn you that clubs are different everywhere you go, so whoever you follow or check out, I'm going to try to make sure it's somebody kind of localish to you. But I would highly suggest Hollywood at Insane Wheels and Insane Throttle Biker News, Professional Monkey, Danny D'Lo, Wild on Two's Vlog, Black Dragon TV, or Sos the Ghost at Demon's Row, or his own channel under his name. Now, that being said, we are going to talk about a person that I had met that I just referred to as the club guy, because it's a humorous story. We will talk a little bit about etiquette with clubs, of stuff I know, stuff I've known for years, because it's pertinent to the story. Also, when we're talking, names are changed for a couple of reasons. Number one, for safety of the people, and number two, because it's not my place to put names in my mouth for people that I shouldn't be speaking for. And number three, because I'm old and I am forgetful and I don't remember all the names for things. There will be a couple times when we will be referring to dominant clubs, and I will say local dominant club, and I will say not local dominant club, or different region dominant club, because again, not my place to put their names in my mouth. So the video that we're watching, the footage, was filmed on April 23rd, 2022. It was the first really nice day after a long stretch of winter, and the story takes place in the summer, in the year of our Lord, 2015. I remember this because I was working nights. And this happened in the parking lot of the grocery store when I was stopping to get a sandwich at the Jewel. The Jewel is a grocery store chain in the Chicago area, similar to like a Kroger. So anywho, I'm on my way to work. I'm on my bike. It's a 2006 Kawasaki Vulcan VN 2000F. It's the 2000cc Kawasaki Vulcan, the same one I'm riding in this video here. And I'm on my way to work, and I run to the Jewel. I gotta get my stuff for lunch, so I run in. I get myself a sandwich. I get myself some pop. I get myself my lottery tickets. You know, all the essentials, right? And I come walking out of the grocery store, and at the far end of the parking lot, I see this dude kind of cruising slowly through the lot, right? He's riding around on a lightly customized baby blue Harley. I mean, he had some stuff done to it, but nothing that really stands out, you know, God, 8 years later. So yeah, you know, I'm eyeballing the guy from across the lot, trying to get a peek at his scooter. You know, anytime you see a bike out and about, you know, you try to get a look at it. So I'm eyeballing our guy and looking, trying to see, and I'm like, you know, he throttles up, and I'm not paying much attention. So I, you know, start throwing my stuff in my saddlebags because, you know, I got to get to work, right? And I start monkeying around, you know. Get my jacket on, get my gloves on, all that fun gobbledygook. And just as I go to jump on, the dude stops at the end of my parking spot and like blocks me in. Not like he's blocking me in so I can't escape, like in a threatening manner, but that's just where he happens to stop. So I start looking at our guy here, you know, because this is an unusual situation. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And, you know, he ain't a big guy. And he's giving off, like I want to be a badass vibes. And I'm like that guy in high school who would tell everybody what a badass he is and how he'd kick everybody's ass. And then know that he was getting yelled at by his mom when he got home and was crying and running to his room pouting. Like that kind of guy vibes, right? So our guy cuts his engine, and the first things out of his mouth is, "Are you in a club?" And I just know this is going to be a roller coaster ride. Now, mind you, I am not walking away from this situation because I have a phrase that I like to say called, "Let's see where this goes." And it's led me into some wild times, some good things and some bad things. But I'm like, I wonder where this is going to go. So I answer him, "No, I don't. I'm not in a club." So the next thing out of this guy's mouth, after I've told him no, is he asks me, "Would you like to be in a club?" because this is how being in a club works, right? So I'm still trying to feel this situation out, right? Because I'm not sure what's going on. I just know it's bizarre, you know. But I tell him, you know, I'm not opposed to being in one. I just don't belong to one, right? It's just not my thing. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is some club guy who's, you know, testing me and seeing what's going on and seeing if I'm something or something. But I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on, right? So our guy says to me, he says, "Do you want to be in my club?" And I say to him, "I don't even know you. Why would I want to be in your club?" He's like, "Well, I'm starting a club. I don't have one yet." And I said, "Oh, right." So the guy says to me, he goes, "You want to go for a ride and stop someplace and, you know, talk about my club?" And I says, "No, right? I'm on my way to work, and I don't know you from well, I live right around the corner. We can go over there and talk." I go, "I'm on my way to work, man. I don't have time for this, right?" Like the guy's talking to me like he's some sort of like biker Jehovah's Witness. Like he just won't let me go, right? I'm like, "Dude, I gotta go to work." And like he's like, "Dude, man, like I'm starting this club, you know." I was sent up here by, you know, my club down in Florida or Georgia or Alabama or wherever the hell he was from, and I'm supposed to open a new charter up here, and, you know, I want to do this, and I want you in my club. I want you as my sergeant at arms, as my enforcer. So now I know this guy is beyond full of shit and beyond lost in his own little world of watching Sons of Anarchy on Fox, right? So now my interest is piqued because I feel there might be some entertainment value out of this. Because again, I want to see where this goes. And our friend Jack is very persistent. I'm like, "All right, man, I'll tell you what, here's my phone number. Shoot me a text and we'll talk about stuff down the road," right? And I give him my number, he takes off, and I head to work. I'm at work for an hour, and I have like 6 text messages from this guy, like sales pitching me on his club. And I'm like, holy Jesus, what have I gotten into? And I text him back like, "Dude, I'm at work. I can't talk to you right now, right? I got stuff to do." So fast forward to the next day, and I get a phone call from our friend Jack, and I answer. And I'm like, "Hey dude, what's up?" And he starts telling me about the club that he's got and how it's came off of this branch from, like I said, Alabama or Georgia or Florida or something down there, where he has this club. He's already got patches on order. He's got this, that, and the other thing happening with it already. I'm like, whoa. I go, "You don't even have members. Why are you ordering patches?" He goes, "Well, we have 4 members." I go, "Oh, that's great." I go, "All right, you got 4 members." I go, "That's cool. When do you guys ride? When do you guys meet up? You know, maybe we can hang out so I can figure out what's going on. Do a ride this weekend. Go somewhere." He's like, "Well, you and I are the only ones that have bikes." And I'm like, "Oh." And he says, "Yeah, Billy is working on getting a bike. He goes riding on his brother's little 250 Enduro from time to time, you know, and Mikey is trying to talk his wife into letting him buy a bike, and this, that, and the other thing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. So you you want to be a motorcycle club and nobody has motorcycles. Like, that's a pretty novel idea. And I says to him, I go, okay, so is your chapter, your mother chapter is okay with that? And he's like, yeah. They just really want me to get a chapter going up here. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So the next question I asked this guy is, I go, so have you spoken to the dominant club in the area yet and gotten a blessing about getting started? And the guy's like, no, I haven't. I go, and he goes, we don't need to do that because we're an existing club. I'm like, and I says to our guy Jack, I go, I'm pretty sure that you need to talk to the dominant in the area and get the blessing, even if you are from down there. Like, you still need to get that blessing. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll talk to my club and we'll get this and that going on. And yeah, and I go, okay, great. And he's like, and the patches should be in later this week. I'm like, I don't care about the goddamn patches, right? We gotta figure out what's going on with this club you want to put together to make sure things are right. And I tell him, I really don't want to join your club at this time. I'm like, I'll help you through like some of your legwork right now to make sure to help you out, because apparently you don't have a club. You've got yourself and two guys that don't have motorcycles, but I'll kind of help you through this process because, again, I just want to see where this goes. So a day or two pass, and our friend Jack gives me a call, and he tells me that the patches are on the way. He's so obsessed with these patches, and he's like, let me show you a picture of them. And he sends me a picture, he texts me a picture of like generic, you can buy off of eBay, 3-piece patch with like generic pirate skull in the middle. And I'm like, oh no. And they're black and white. I'm like, you can't have these. Like, you can't have these here. And he's like, oh yeah, we can. We can because it's an existing patch. I'm like, no, you need to go and you need to sit down with the dominant and this, that, and the other thing. And he says to me, well, I talked to the president at my old club, at the old chapter, and I don't have to have a sit down with them because we've got permission from this other club that is dominant in other areas. And I go, oh no. And you don't go and talk to these guys and say that you know those guys and that you're moving into this area. And like, I am not interested. Like, I am not interested if you're affiliated with them because I am not going to war for this club that I don't know anybody at. And he's like, okay, well, we don't need to tell them that. I go, you know they're going to figure that kind of stuff out, right? He's like, oh, no, it'll all be okay. I'm like, okay, buddy. I'm like, good luck to you, man. Like, good luck to you, right? Fast forward about a week now. I haven't heard from Jack for a while after I told him I am not interested. And like I said, from go, I was really just kind of wanting to see where this was going to go. And the phone rings, and it's Jack. And I answer because I'm a glutton for punishment. And Jack says, hey man, how's it going? I'm like, things are fine. He's like, hey, I need your help. I'm like, with what? He goes, I gotta sit down. I go, you gotta sit down with who? He says, oh, I gotta sit down with the dominant club. I go, how the hell did you get that? He said, I did. I talked to some people and I got some numbers and I got to sit down with the dominant. I'm like, okay, great. I go, so do you have, the charter and rules, all that stuff, and ready to sit down and go sit with them? He's like, yeah. He goes, but I need you to be with me. I go, I'm not going with you. He's like, what do you mean? I go, you told me you would help me, and that, you were going to be my vice president and stuff. I said, whoa. I never agreed to even be part of your club. Matter of fact, I told you I wasn't interested. And I for sure told you I wasn't going to be an officer in your club. That I would just help you as you're getting things started and then see how things go. I go, you are not prepared to go talk to these guys. He's like, oh, no, I'm going to do it because I got to get the club going. I'm like, what is the big hurry? He's like, I got to get it going. My guys are down there are telling me I got to get things started and da-da-da. I'm like, all right, man. I go, well, I'm not going to be there, right? I wish you good luck. I hope you don't die. He goes, but man, I ain't going to be there. Like, good luck to you. I hope all goes well, but man, I ain't going to be there. He's like, oh man, you're letting me down. You're letting the club down. I go, I am not part of your club. I've told you since day one, I'm not part of your club. Like, I would help you. I would kind of hang around with you a little bit, but I wasn't going to be part of your club. And this dude's like, oh man, this sucks. I really wanted you to be there to watch my back and this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, listen, man, I had told you from start, not going to be an officer in your club for sure, that would help you, this and that. And everything I've ever pointed out that you needed to do, you've told me, no, you don't have to. So, I'm not part of this, man. Like, if you go to this meeting, I just hope you're safe and you keep your mouth shut and you listen to what they have to say and you don't try to tell them that you don't have to do what you have to do. I go, be safe, man, and good luck to you, and maybe we'll cross paths somewhere down the road, but, like, I am not a part of your club, and you need to understand that. And he's like, oh, man, this sucks, and he hangs up. And then I think about it for about a minute and a half, and then, like, I shoot him a text saying, like, I'm not interested in being part of your club, so that if he gets his ass kicked, I'm not associated with him if they check his phone. So yeah, I never heard from Jack again after that phone call, which was fine with me. I hope he's alive. Because I don't ever hope anybody's not. But, yeah. So that's an interesting thing. And why you've got to just not jump on stuff. And pay attention and do vetting as a person and understand what you're doing. This guy was a chucklehead, and luckily I was already, like, pre-educated. Because either this guy was somebody trying to set me up for a fall, for some way somehow, or he was too stupid to know any better, and he was gonna take somebody down with him if that person wasn't educated. So make sure when you're out in the world, you're paying attention to stuff and you've got your head on a swivel and you're using good thoughts. But yeah, that is the story of Club Guy. So we're about to pull up to the 1903 Saloon up in Salem. I hope you'll see where I kind of was able to skirt my own rule a little bit about talking about club stuff, because this was not about an actual club situation. This was about thinking and being aware and my morbid curiosity about stuff. But yeah, this is the 1903 Saloon. This is a really cool place. They have a tattoo shop at the bar. They got the bar. They got the garage there as a bar. There's a whole big back area where they have a bonfire and stuff. This is a really cool place to hang out. So yeah, that's really, really slick. And actually, if you watch as I'm getting off the bike here, not the guy next to me, but the dude that's pulling in right there, the guy that's settling up there right on the right side of the screen there. If you watch him, I'm gonna turn around in a second. I'm gonna see in my mirror. Here, not this one, yeah, right there. So that, I thought he was dumping his bike, so I jumped back to try to catch it. And, like, other people saw it too. It looked like he was dropping the thing. But yeah, that's it. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Please do the like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on down the road. See ya. Bye.